We're live. We're live. Look, we're live. We're live. Okay. So I today, which is surprising, but I think meeting like two new friends on news chat. There's nothing like watching breaking news with 5,000 other people. But there was one person, and they were just very, very nice to me. And they subscribed too. I'm not going to say your name, but thank you. Very. So they subscribed because they wanted to see my life get better. So, and then I thought they said that they prayed. So I said, pray for me. And then they said something like they don't believe in God or something. But they did pray. So that's good. So I'll try to do like a rundown of what's happened. I decided to go to the gym. The gym closes at 11 and it's 11:36 now. So I guess it takes me about half an hour to get home. I came like a circuitous, big word, route. And it started out very, very nice. Everything was clean. They had cleaned the whole like pool and the other area, so everything was looking nice. Although it's weird. Although they cleaned it, I'd say on a scale of like 1 to 10, clean wise, I'd still say it was about 7 or an 8. So that tells you. Just from like the dirt on the floor and like the dirt around the edge of the pool. So they cleaned that. And get him, get him, get him, get him. Okay. So, and there were like all these foreign guys, which I didn't know at first. The one guy, I knew him. He was already in the pool, and he's very good looking, very good looking. Um, I talked to him before. He had just a very good look, face, a sweet personality, and this was before he was floating on a noodle. Now, it's very unusual to have men float on noodles. A noodle is one of those plastic things. It's round, like this long, and you kind of just hold it around your body or whatever. And I said something like something, and he said relaxing. He was relaxing, and he had an accent. And I'm like, oh, where are you from? So he's from like the Eastern. I want to say like one of the, yeah, we see you. One of the Eastern Bloc countries, and is that a foot? One of the Eastern Bloc countries. And he actually told me, that he's here. I don't want to tell you too much, but we've got like a military base that's not too far. So he's here, and like, I'm like, ooh, spy. He's a spy. He's a spy. Because how could he be like from that country or area and be like on our military base? And he's like, there were lots of them. And it was cute. Then there were like lots of guys in the hot tub. And usually when there are, I get out of the pool and like go to the hot tub. But I didn't. I did my little swimming, my little whatever. I did my thing with my weights. Okay. So then he came over and well, first he crossed over because I'm in this, there's 3 lanes. I was in this lane to the hot tub is here. So he crossed over and got out, and we just kind of smiled. Hi. So then he came back, and then his friend came, and it was cute. His friend like didn't jump right in. His friend like I think got in the ladder, and it was cute because his friend is so tall. I can like barely see over the pool, but his friend's body was like that much, like this much over the pool, which was cute. Man, he smiled and said hi, in English, which is always nice. And we just, smiled, which the whole thing that's, I think, kind of funny in that situation is because you're like essentially, well, I wear clothes in the pool, you know, I swim like the Amish. So I wear clothes, but everybody else is naked. So it's like, yeah, you're like essentially naked, like close to people and whatever. So it's kind of funny too, because there was a lady in the other aisle, nobody in the second lane, and then both those guys in my lane, you know. And so um they just got back out, like went back in. Then I saw a guy waving. He was all the way at the end of the pool, and he's waving all the way at the end. And so I look, and there's a lady there. So he comes, and they're talking, and they're Russian, and it was hilarious because they swam past, and I got like this delightful whiff of like someone's cologne. I think it was his, but it was just I love that. I love when people wear a lot of cologne. I do. You know, some people complain. I love it. So he went past and I got this whiffed. And when I went by again, I didn't get it. So I don't know. Um, oh, and what I was doing at that time, I was treading water. I said, I'm going to tread water for 15 minutes. And I tried it for 10 only because I was kind of bored. Like, I wasn't even tired. Like, I was not tired at all. I was just like, you know, what am I doing? But it was funny because he got intrigued because I was in the center treading and he was like the same height as me, really. So he stopped right in the center where I was and he showed that like the water was like to here on him. So you could just see this little head, which I thought was really funny. And then they're looking. He said something about the height of the water. He was talking in oops, I almost said where they were from. He was talking to his partner, whatever, but they were looking at the side and it said 4'6", which is a lie because the water was overstuffed. They had too much water in. So that just cheered me up. And then other guys came too, and people were in the hot tub and talking. And I went over late in the hot tub. But when I went over, there were just two guys. And I noticed before I went, they did not have the bubbles, which was good because I don't really like that. I don't want bubbles. I just want to be in the warm water. So they were talking. And it was really, I think everybody now with this big full moon, whatever issue they have, everybody's on the B train, okay? The bipolar train, I believe, or some varying degree. Because the guy he was talking about jobs, this guy could get a job. And then the guy said, look at my baby. And then the guy said, do I have a cavity? Do I have a cavity? Because my tooth has been hurting. Okay, so back to the B train. And the guy said something, and I thought it's something about pink because I was trying to give them their privacy, even though we're like less than like 3 feet apart and we're naked. That's another thing I have to get back to. This guy, I noticed him, but I didn't want to notice him. As I was treading water, I looked, and this big wave came, and water went up my nose, and I'm like, oh my god. But the guy had on, okay, let's say this is a circle. This is a waistband, which is really just a strip of fabric. He had other fabric attached to it. So it will be, I want to say a sarong or like a whole. So in the back, it was a thong because he gathered all the fabric together and made it go like up the crack of his behind. So, because I looked and I'm like, wait, I see his thigh. How could I see his thigh like that? And then when he was sitting with his back to like the rest of the pool area, I'm like, that's a bare ass. So, oh, and he was a good looking guy. Yeah, good looking guy. Great shape, you know. So they were, and then I said, oh, I was trying to zone out and like give you some privacy. And he said he was saying that he had to wait until he was clean to apply for the job. I'm like, oh, yeah. As I said yesterday, and I typed, I can attract a drug addict like nothing, you know, or an alcoholic, like, or a crazy person, like, because crazy attracts crazy like nothing. So, um, you know, and we're all like really vibing off each other. Okay, power 56, 53, 45, 21, 3, and 22. I didn't play. 56, 53, 45, 21, 3, and 22. I can read the Powerball numbers. Okay, so they were talking, and this guy was talking about, ho- getting a job, that this guy could maybe work with him. I didn't throw that out. I did catch where he said that there's this factory that is hiring for like 13 bucks an hour. And so once like I was able to like enter the conversation, I'm like, I did catch that $13 an hour. Where is that? And he told me. And he said, as long as you can test clean, he said, because a lot of people, they'll start working and then they'll test for meth. And I'm like, ooh. And that guy was saying that he had to wait. I think he said, was it, I don't remember. Hi, whoever's in here. I don't remember how long he said it was, whether it was like, I think it was longer than 15 days. I don't know if it was 2 months, but he did say that he had to wait until the stuff was out of his system. And he said he did not want to do anything synthetic or anything like that. Good for him. So somebody came in and left. Nah, whatever. So he um oh, and to start out with, the pool water was very delightful. It was not cold. I was able to I got in, there's a slight hesitation. I sat on the step, then I got in. It was not warm where you're like, oh, but it was warmer than it normally is. Okay. So then we're all just talking, and things. And the one guy, it was interesting. I caught it. I caught it. Because the younger guy, Mr. Thong, he was really, really, really into this guy. He was, well, into his space. It's kind of like where you throw somebody, um, like at the duck pond, you've got bread and you throw it out. And if you leave a little trail behind you, or the ducks are going to come up and they're going to flock to you. So that's what he was doing to that guy. And so they were going to, okay, arrange to like meet out later, outside after everybody got dressed, whatever. Okay. And he told the guy too, he's like, okay, I'll see you in 45 minutes, because he started to get up, but he didn't get up. He stayed with me, the other guy, he stayed with me for a little bit, which was nice. Um, I I feel like that was let's see, what's the word, by he intentionally did that, because he could have just like followed that other guy out and they like went to the locker room together. I think he might have paused because he wanted to give that guy a chance to go ahead and get himself together and get dressed, so they wouldn't like be there at the same time naked. That's what I think. So, oh, and the one guy said he has his dog in the car. Well, I think it's like in the 50s, but the dog is fine. But it was kind of weird. Well, we talked about a lot, a lot, which I won't go into everything, but um, then a black guy was there, an older black guy, and it's very interesting. There's a group core, who I don't know if they were. I think they were all in the military together and they retired or whatever. But they used to go to this one gym, but that gym is no longer going to um, have their pool and the whirlpool. So those guys came to where we are. And though it's funny, they'll come late, which is really cute. I was shocked the one guy wasn't there because he usually, like, even if it's like a half an hour, he's there. Like half an hour before they close, he's there. So, yeah, it was nice too that he asked me. He's like, "So do you know those group of guys?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I've talked to them. They're nice." I don't remember anybody's name though. The one guy, I'm really attracted to him. And it's funny because he sounds like he's from like Louisiana, but he's from like around here, which is kind of weird. Some guys have that though. It's really weird. I would call it a country accent, but it's kind of like Cajun country. So then another guy who is one of those guys came later. And there's an Indian guy, I remember, an Indian gentleman. And he asked the Indian gentleman a question about Alzheimer's. And the guy, he schooled us. He gave us like this very long, is very good education in it, which, I'm blessed. It's very nice. I'll try to make it fast because I don't really want this video to be, you know, I mean, watch what you want of it. I don't intentionally string my videos along, but, watch what you want. So as he explained it, people with Alzheimer's, the right side of their brain is affected. So, and that's the side that I think processes the language, and so that's why people with Alzheimer's don't want you to speak a lot. One lady, he said she came up to him crying and put her head on his shoulder because she said that explains why when she goes to see her father, he puts his hand over her mouth because he doesn't, they don't want to deal with that. You should sit at their left side here, and stroke their hand and just be there with them and use nonverbal. I picked up on that because I think I'm good with Alzheimer's people, you know. And I do a lot of nonverbal communication. Someone though, I don't know. Some people, it was just, it's just their, as I said, people know, their brain works differently. So these people, they would say something about someone with Alzheimer's as if they didn't have it. Like they were having this conversation with them and it's like, it's, you're not speaking to them on the same level as you would speak to them with someone who doesn't have it. So for me, that was like trippy when I was around these people and they were like talking to someone with Alzheimer's. Cause I'm like, it's not, I don't feel, it's not like the person is like popping in and out of having Alzheimer's, you know? They can talk about this subject or that subject, but that doesn't mean that they're going to process what you say to them uh, at the same, level or whatever. So it was just very interesting. And then it was kind of funny because at the end, and I asked the guy too, I said, he was telling us his name, but we kind of course, we've forgotten that by now. But he's very like world renowned, and they want him to do a program with children with autism. I was asking him about bipolar, and he was saying a little bit, a little bit. But he explained all the different like diseases that were, I think, neurological, whatever. So anyway, it's very interesting. And then when we were getting out of the whirlpool, it was just the other black guy and me, because that guy left already. So he said, and I knew what he was going to say because I actually said it. let's see, how did he start it? He started by saying, you know how you see people and they don't say anything? And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, because I thought the same thing about that guy. He didn't speak, but he said that once that he spoke, then he just, the guy just took it to a whole new level. Because you'll see people and they just don't say anything at all. And you think, oh gosh, are they like, to use the R, are they intellectually challenged perhaps? But no, they're just there to relax, from their whatever duties. I I'm looking up now. I'm trying to look up his name. I forgot what I'm sure I can find. Um, I'm sure. Am I sure? Am I sure? Oh, and of course he's a doctor. you know, I felt. Let me see. I'm looking to see if his name, because I'm not really sure that I spelled his name, but he did give us a Darn it! I keep hitting the wrong thing. I'm trying to scroll down on this page. Uh, uh, okay, okay. Quit. Okay. Hey, hey, dog. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. I was talking to you. Professionals. Professionals. It should just, goodness, 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 goodness. Professional providers. I'm trying to find it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what it is, so whatever, but I just thought I might be able to like find his name very quickly because he's published a lot. Uh, okay, so to to gosh, I really didn't want to stop my thing to look this up, but I just thought I thought I might be able to find it very quickly, but it didn't come up. So anyway, um, oh, and as I walked into the gym, I gave the little. There's always new people at the front desk, always, always, always. So I have my little thing, bleep, and then this guy has these they're trying to drum up more business. So we had all these like flyers for like, bring a family member. And I said, I try to bring them, but they don't come. And then he said something like, you here for the pool? And I was like my chipper, because I'm on the B train, right? So I was cheery. I'm like, yeah, or something. And I was very cheery. And the Zumba teacher was there, and I stared at it because I hadn't seen her like close up, that close, but she was smiling. And He said something. I'm just playing. I said, I know, but I could have or should have said something like I'm not going to give it to you, give him like credit for knowing that I came to get in the pool because I was wearing my swimsuit. Like I wear a swim skirt and I had the skirt over my jeans. So like, of course, that's dead giveaway. But it was just cute. That was a cute interaction. I don't usually have such cute interactions. I asked the girl for the schedule and she said, "What?" And I'd say it again. Schedule. I mean, I don't know. Schedule. Do you know what a schedule? So she gave it to me, And whoa, what I wanted to say that was cute was because Zumba teachers are there. I was gonna say, hey, I do Zumba. Here's a teacher right here. Don't I do good? Don't I blow your mind in Zumba? But I didn't say that. Of course not. And I knew that since he knew I was going to be in the pool, because the pool is right at the front door, so everybody sees you. People said that to me before, which is kind of funny. They're like, I saw you, but they don't say it like that. But the lady's like, yeah, I saw you in the pool. I'm like, okay, whatever. But that's why I'll wear like a shirt. I wear all types of things now. I wear a bra and I've got this, it's the swimsuit. It's cute. There's no back to it. There's like straps in the back, but you just put it over and it's like a halter. So like the bra. Then but before that, I wear like a cami under it, just like for support. Because if I just wear the swimsuit, it doesn't like it shifts. So I don't like that. So I like being covered. Then I'll wear a white t-shirt over it, you know. So that's what it is. Oh, and I wear like spandex pants under the skirt. That's also to like protect the like the swimsuit bottom, and just because I like to be covered. Like I said, I swim like the Amish. I like burkinis. I like burkinis. So that's my personal homemade burkini. So here's this book I love. It's by Ernest Holmes. It's called Love and Law. And I have $2 million in here. Yeah, 2 million. I actually have another million. Dang, I have like more millions, but they're, somewhere. So, um, the thought for today. Don't read about and don't talk to anybody about limitation. Don't read about divorce, murders, robberies, and accidents. As far as you're concerned, there are no such things. The newspapers are not fit to read. Read the Literary Digest. It gives you the best there is. Don't let horrid stories into your consciousness. Again, don't let horrid stories into your consciousness. That means I can't watch the murders and rapes on YouTube anymore. I can't watch people jumping off buildings. Go through a process of self-analysis. He's helping me read. Who taught you how to read? Well, you're doing a good job. Good job. We are here. We are because of what we have done, because of the subjective that we allow to flow through us. Everything is impersonal. Size up the situation. If you lack, if you are poor, if you are without money, without the right position, if you're without all these things, don't fight anything. Just erase from your own consciousness anything that approaches sense of lack. You can erase from your own consciousness anything that you will take the time to do by pouring into it opposite thoughts. That opposite thought meets the other thought and neutralizes it. It erases it. You know when you speak that word that the other thing is not. And because you know that it is not, it will not be. You have to get a consistent and positive mental attitude in the truth. It is not enough to say, God loves me. That is all right. That is always true. But God has equipped us with the ability to do what we want to do. Suppose a man is in business and is actively engaged. Suppose he has several places of business. All of this business radiates from his one consciousness. Mine knows this, and mine knows everything. All of this business comes together in one point. His thought goes out to every one of those places. If there is the slightest doubt in mind, let him say that this word is one and is manifested there. Let him recognize that he's dealing with the receptive, neutral, creative, plastic, deductive power, which accepts everything at fact value. Suppose in some of these places of business there is arisen doubt that he could think that one thing as above stated until that feeling of doubt is gone. Then comes the question, how far can you hold up another person? You can't hold up anybody. A practitioner directs towards another person a certain force or creative power, and it will work. There is something right here that responds to everybody's thought. You can direct it to someone else if the subjective state of the consciousness of that person does not meanwhile become changed. You must interact mind that they themselves are definite concrete people in mind, and every thought that they think has a certain amount of power. What your treatment does is to straighten out their consciousness to give them a different outlook on life, a different viewpoint. And as their inner thought force expresses itself, they begin to realize the universality of itself. Okay, so that was really big, long. But the main thing that I love is how Ernest says, don't talk, read, or think about limitation. There's no limitation. That's why I love that Usher song, No Limit. No limit, baby. He talks about the black card. Yeah. I don't even need a black card. Things just come. You don't need the card. There's no limit. And there is no limit. No limit of good in the world. And that is what we all think and believe and know. You can't you can't operate you can't operate in like goodness and love and peace and tranquility when thoughts of, here's an example, the other day, yesterday, when I talked about the family that won the lottery, and the lady said that she's worried that people will kidnap her kids. You bring that to you. You don't say what you don't want to happen. You don't concentrate on it. It doesn't exist. Everything works for your good. Entertain good thoughts. Instead of saying, my kids will get kidnapped by someone, say, my children are in the beams of the sun and only good will come to them. When they need help, they simply need to turn and it will be right there immediately. You know, Someone will be there. Good will come to them, only good. I As Shakira says in her song, I see only the good. I love that song. Remember to Forget You. And Rihanna also did that song with her. I love that song. So I think I'm going to end this video just because I want to do another one where I'm more talking about mm, metaphysics. So thanks for watching if you watched, and subscribe.